Hey guys, welcome to jonphoto.co daily. This is John, and today we're going to be reviewing the Rokinon 35mm sign lens. Now, I always hate it when I watch reviews and they just show some weird guy holding a product and they just tell you everything that you can learn about the lens on B&H Photo. So I actually wanted to do a review that really just shows off the product, shows off the features of it, and shows what you can do with it, shows what I like about it. And yeah, so let's get started. This lens is a 35mm prime lens. The aperture goes from 1.5 to 22, which is great for low light and great for a lot of cool artistic effects, which you can kind of see now as I'm kind of switching focus. So one of the biggest things is the aperture on this, which can get down to 1.5. And as you can see, if you watch this wall here, you can watch the focus move down the wall slowly, which is awesome, until it gets to the people at the end. And I think I go past the people a little bit. But it's amazing what you can do with this and the range of it. It's pretty cool. And what you're seeing right now is not a Final Cut Pro fade in, fade out. This is the power of a declicked aperture that goes from 1.5 to 22. So you can really change the lighting to your situation, even live on the spot, and it's extremely smooth, looks very well. I don't know if you would ever want to do this for an actual fade in or fade out, but if you wanted to, you have the ability to do that. An amazing lens though. The declicked aperture is brilliant. It's smooth, as well as the focus is extremely smooth. So this lens doesn't have lens stability, so if you're thinking about doing any kind of handheld work with it, just don't even try. It's awful, you know, without the lens stability. But if you use some kind of shoulder rig or a tripod, it works really well. There's no problem there, but don't try handheld. And here we're doing something cool. We're actually changing the aperture as we go down to adjust to the lighting so that we have the correct exposure, as well as the focus, so we can focus in on the words there. We're going to do a quick turnaround here. And again, adjusting the aperture and the focus as we're going. We're going to go up here and then do the aperture and the focus at the same time, just to show you some of the cool shots that you can get with this. Sorry, that's a little uneven. But really cool things that you can do with this lens. And here's a low light situation. That's my friend Marcus. He's an amazing guitar player. And as you can see here, we can still keep the ISOs at 100, which if you don't have a camera that has really good digital lighting, then you're gonna want that. And yeah, having the ability to have the 1.5 aperture is amazing. And so you can get really high detail, crisp shots even in low light situations. And here we're gonna show you a couple of shots, just kind of panning and tilting and showing you what the motion looks like. And really overall it's really nice, actually. You know, it's not too bad of a rolling shutter effect or anything like that. Really good looking photos, really good video. And yeah, I highly recommend this lens. Now, a lot of people wonder, like, why would you want a prime lens, a lens that doesn't really zoom? And for me, it helps me creatively, because I have to think about my shots, I have to set up my shots better. And I really love the shots that I get with this. 35mm is just the go-to lens. You can use it for just about anything. And I'm really enjoying this lens so far. So let's talk about the photo aspect of this lens. And yes, I dare use a sign lens for photography. It's amazing. It still works great for photography, and I would recommend it for photography to anyone. And here's why. Look at this picture. It's so crisp, so warm, so soft, so smooth. And even with the 1.5 aperture there, you just get some amazing photos. High detail, and just a lot of wiggle room for artistic effect with this lens. Other than the zoom. Here we actually had to set up the camera in the street, which I do not recommend doing at all. But it is fine. We only got honked at a few times, and but we got some really cool photos. Same thing here. We just put it on a self timer, continuous shot. Pretty cool pictures. But it's just really nice overall. Easy to get the exposure right, and these are all just non-edited videos, non-edited photos. And even for portraits, it's, you know, a lot of people stay away from 35mm. It's not an 85mm for portraits, but it's really, really good. It still works. And yeah, and even here, my wife's running at me as fast as she can, and it captured the motion pretty good. There's a little bit of blurring at the bottom, but overall, it does great. So let's look at low light in photography. Here's the same place, and as you can see, we still get some amazing crisp photos, apertures at 1.5 again, and you can do some really cool effects. Now, I will tell you, it's really hard to focus sometimes, and like in this photo, you see, if you wanted to get everyone's faces in focus, you are not going to be able to do that with this lens unless you boost your ISOs way, way up, and that's just not something that you really want to do. But you know, for everything else, if you have single subjects that you want in focus, it does really, really well in low light situations. And a little bit of a challenge to focus sometimes, because, you know, in the situations, whether you're looking through a viewfinder, it can be kind of hard to lock that focus, and there's no autofocus. So you might take a really cool picture that you really like I have a couple of times, and it ends up not being usable because it's just way out of focus. And I actually got to do a shoot of the Newsboys, which was an amazing honor, and I did it with this lens actually, and the photos turned out amazing. You know, concerts are kind of like the definition of low light situations, and this lens, you know, this lens totally impressed me. I mean, I did have to get right up in their faces. I was so close, you could smell Michael Tate's armpits, and it was crazy. It was amazing though. It was an awesome experience. I got some really good photos that I can use, and that they're really good. I took around 2,000, came out with around, you know, 100, 150. So awesome lens. I got some cool pictures, even like this. You know, it's not perfectly in focus, but it's such a fun picture. It looks like he's levitating over the crowd or something. But really great shots, and a lot of fun. The guys were a lot of fun, made some great faces for me, and I highly recommend this lens for video and photography. And if you want to check it out more, you can click the link here, and if you want to buy it, you can click the link here. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.